Hi, beautiful light beings. At the moment, the energy is leading us to go inward. Um, Along with when we go inward, spontaneously, we will start seeing all traumas that are still residing inside of us. And since the energy is really asking of us to go inward, there might be some kind of controlling mechanisms that can arise at this moment because energies are very intense. Purging is to the roof. Um, so you might notice old mechanisms returning and thinking, you might think to yourself, like, did I thought I was already past this, Am I still dealing with this? It can be addictions like substances. It can be food intake. It can be some people have it in obsessions towards the body, becoming a hypochondriac and really starting to uh, focus and concentrate very much on what's happening over there and thinking you might be sick or getting sick. Other people will get completely obsessed into social media, watching TV. So don't be surprised that these mechanisms are at this moment kicking in big time. They have been protecting us almost all of our lives. And so be kind to them, just try to observe them, be present in the moment, and maybe you will find that you are aware of what you're doing, but that you're not yet in that presence or space where you can let go of these obsessions. It's like riding a bicycle without the side wheels. Those side wheels are the obsessions because we have entered them into our lives. We've copycat them from our parents or our environment or our culture to ease all the trauma a bit down, to numb it a bit. We are transforming, we are alchemizing such big loads of ancestral trauma um, that can go along with depression, anxiety, and also these control mechanisms. Depression is also a control mechanism because depression is a suppressing emotions in where you are so exhausted that you simply are not able to think or do anything. Same goes with anxiety. Anxiety wants to raise your cortisol level. So when you are more in that stress mode, then you don't have to address what's really there to be felt. A lot of us, almost everyone, has their own inner drugstore always pressed in, and what I mean with that, a lot of people think that the only way you can drug yourself is with external things, but we can also drug ourselves by becoming anxious, worrying, thinking something's wrong. This is also a way of the ego to get in this fight and flight mode so we don't have to feel our feelings. And a lot of people get addicted to that stress hormone, if you look at this, our families and our ancestors, there has been so much trauma, so much survival. I don't know about you guys, but if I look at my family system, there was a lot of hard working. There was, and I think we're so rapidly changing in this. If I look at my parents, it was just constantly being lived. You just you got to school, or you went out of school, you soon got married, they started working, you get children, and before you know it, you're in this rat race, in this rat wheel, and you don't have any energy left to do inner work. A lot of people have lived like this, at the age of 27, 28, already way earlier, but at that age I completely dropped out of society. I started realizing I cannot do this anymore. There is other work to be done. I need that energy for something that is really pressing inside of me. And now I know where my purpose lies. It lies in alchemizing the darkness into light. And I'm sure you guys can connect with this. I can also see that this is what you are also doing in life. And sometimes it can be very frustrating because people around you may find you lazy, or find you dysfunctional, or whatever they might think of you. But just try to connect with your own heart and try to stay true to yourself, because you know what you are doing, and what you are doing is a very important job. We have a job. It's not really being recognized by the society we live in, but it's our job, and we're not getting paid for it. So it's also a very unthankful job also. But we signed up for it. Anyways, you guys, just be aware that control mechanisms are really kicking in at this point. Again, don't be too harsh on yourself. If you find you cannot come out of that control yourself, call a friend. Or if you're in therapy, work it out with a therapist. Don't white knuckle yourself through this alone. We have been isolating ourselves long enough, and now it's really time to become vulnerable, to show all our colors, and also these patterns that are still in us, and people that are on this social network claiming to or trying to make you feel like they have this balming vibe around them. Let them be, because it's one big fake thing, mask. Everybody is peeling at the moment. Everybody that wants to go to this higher vibration, who wants to transcend to the new world we are going to, has to face all their shit big time right now. So don't think that you are less than others because you struggle with addictions, whether it's behavioral or whether it's substance. Don't think you're less because you still come across with mental problems like anxiety or depression or any other kind of mental problem. Try to see, especially if it's arising these last weeks, try to see it has a very close connection with the deepest trauma that is still being addressed. We are really scraping the bottom of the pit still. And the closer we come to the core of trauma, of course, the harder our control mechanisms are going to lash out. And it's a very natural thing. Stay connected with the people you feel safe with and that you trust. And I'm very proud of you guys, and much love.